17-year-old Maya was home alone for the weekend while her parents attended a friend's wedding. The quiet of the house enveloped her as night fell, and she settled into the living room, her phone in hand. As she texted her friends, she received a strange call from an unknown number. The voice on the other end was eerie and distorted, barely comprehensible. It murmured her name, and Maya felt a shiver run down her spine. She asked who it was, but the voice responded with cryptic phrases and unsettling laughter. Panic gripped Mia as she hung up, the call having left her deeply unnerved. She double-checked the doors and windows, making sure everything was locked, but the sense of dread remained. Later in the evening, the phone rang again, the same unknown number flashing on the screen. Mia hesitated but answered. The voice on the other end had grown more menacing, its words laden with threats and malevolence. The caller seemed to know intimate details about Mia's life, and as they continued to speak, the voice revealed a chilling connection to the house itself. It spoke of hidden secrets and haunting memories that sent Maya into a state of paranoia. Desperate to end the torment, Mia hung up, but the calls continued throughout the night. The voice seemed to surround her, as if it was not coming from the phone but from within the house. Mia knew she had to find the source of the calls and confront the malevolent presence that had invaded her home. Determined to confront the malevolent presence that had invaded her home, Mia decided to trace the source of the calls. She grabbed a flashlight and her phone, which was still receiving calls from the unknown number. The voice on the other end had grown more sinister, promising harm and torment. As Mia ventured through the darkened house, the caller's voice seemed to echo around her, making it impossible to pinpoint its origin. The sense of dread weighed heavily on her as she moved from room to room, her heart pounding with fear. The voice on the phone guided Mia to the basement, where a series of flickering lights illuminated a hidden door she had never noticed before. With trepidation, she pushed it open, revealing a narrow, winding staircase leading down into darkness. As she descended the stairs, the voice on the phone grew louder, its chilling laughter filling the air. The basement was far larger than she had expected, a vast, dimly lit chamber with strange symbols scrawled on the walls. In the center of the room stood an old, dusty telephone connected to a frayed cord that seemed to lead into the floor. Mia realized that the source of the calls was the ancient telephone, and it was connected to a malevolent force that had long been trapped in the house. The voice on the other end was not of this world. It was a phantom caller, a manifestation of the house's darkest secrets. With trembling hands, Maya picked up the phone and demanded to know who the caller was and what it wanted. The voice on the other end spoke of a tragic event that had occurred in the house many years ago, a dark secret that had been buried and forgotten. As Maya listened to the caller's story, she felt a growing sense of empathy. The voice was not just malevolent, it was tormented by the past. It had been seeking a way to communicate its pain and find closure. Mia realized that the only way to free the spirit was to confront the house's dark history. She decided to investigate the event that had haunted the caller for so long. The caller guided her to hidden documents and photographs in the basement, shedding light on the tragic tale of a family torn apart by a terrible accident. And with the newfound knowledge, Mia performed a ritual of release, acknowledging the pain and suffering that had occurred in the house. As she did, a warm light enveloped the basement, and the malevolent presence seemed to ease. The voice on the phone spoke one final time, its tone filled with gratitude, before fading away into the darkness. The phone itself disintegrated into dust, and Mia felt a sense of peace and closure. The house, once haunted by the phantom caller, had been freed from its malevolent presence, and Mia had played a role in helping a tormented spirit find release. As she emerged from the basement, the weight of fear and dread had lifted, leaving behind a sense of understanding and compassion.